And they said that they had some first responders that were out in the Rockaways. They said that they were trying to help out with a situation that was going on there, and they'd become stuck, that they were standing on their vehicle because the water level had gotten so high that they couldn't get away from their vehicles. And they were asking for our assistance because they knew we had 7 tons.
And we started to head out there. We had to make a couple stops real quick, get in touch with their people. And then once we did that, we made way across the bridge. As soon as we got over the bridge, that's when everything set in. As we were leaving the battalion, we were crashing through waves at our battalion, but it was nothing compared to what was on the other side. Once we actually got to the Rockaways, that's when we started noticing it, because we had to go right underneath the bridge. As soon as we got underneath that bridge, that's when it got really scary because the water was really high. I mean, like dangerous levels on the 7 ton. So once we went underneath that bridge, and it just got worse and worse. Progressively got worse and worse to the point where I didn't feel safe in the 7 ton at that point.
There was there was a couple of fire trucks that were stuck up there, and we turned down this corner and we came down this road, and I believe we stopped. What do you think we stopped?
If not a little further, where was the tracks?
It was about maybe 3 houses away from that last house that's burnt, maybe.
You couldn't recognize it, really. It was complete darkness. There's no street lights, so it's really eerie when you go over there because there's nothing out there. All you see is darkness. The wind was out of control, so it was hard to hear anything or see anything. And then with the waves that were so high up, it was kind of covering our lights. So even the lights we had on the 7 ton, it was hard to see anything. So with no power in the whole city, it was really, really difficult to even get a picture of what it was.
But we kept on pushing forward because we knew there were some people that needed help. We ended up meeting up with some police, and that's at what point that they told us that the people that we were trying to get to originally, the first responders, that we wouldn't be able to get to them because the water level was too high. Even the 7 ton couldn't get there. As we were driving, we were seeing vehicles that were completely submerged. There was SUVs that we could see the top of the vehicle, barely see it over the water.
Can't see anything. The only thing we could see at this point are transformers blowing up left and right, lighting up the whole sky. We got a fire to the left, which at that point was Breezy Point. And to the right of us was the fire that we ended up rescuing the other people at. And at that point, it was just a small fire. We didn't even really know it was a fire, but after 3 hours, it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and we didn't know what it was. We had heard on the radio that the power plant, which was at 100th Street, that was on fire. We thought it was that, but it was actually another fire, which was the one on 130th.
It was disturbing as we were riding up, because before we went there, we loaded up with a lot of policemen. They brought a raft and a bunch of special equipment. They loaded up in our vehicle, and we're driving down and just seeing, pieces of houses flowing by. All these vehicles that are messed up. The water level is crazy. We didn't realize that. We didn't realize it until the point that we actually got to the block. We turned around the corner, and there was a fire. There were the houses that were on fire, the trees that were on fire, and they were 4 houses away from us. That's how close we were to the fire.
And they rode on the raft. They went to I think it was either one of the houses that burnt or one of the houses that's right next to where they burnt. I don't know if they were able to stop the fire or not, or if it spread to the house that they were in. But they pulled the family out, and then they brought them back to the vehicle. And the firemen, they rode in there, and then they started helping the couple firemen that were already there to help fight the fire.
The policemen, they jumped out immediately, got in the raft, went over to the building where the people were in. I think it was about 4 people that were in that building. They were all elderly. They were about 2 houses away from a house that was about to catch on fire. Like the flames were moving towards the house. The firemen jumped out immediately. They went over to the fire. They were doing their best to slow down the fire. Policemen went in. They got the people out, and came back to the vehicle. They loaded up. We started rolling out. The firemen stayed behind, and they continued to fight that fire. The gratifying experience of being able to help out people, and just how much everybody came together to work together. We had the policemen, we had the firemen. There's I think I saw some other civilians that I don't know where they worked at, but they were helping out also.
It was awesome because it feels like we didn't waste the trip, and that we actually could provide something to help. We didn't want to feel like we were going out there and not accomplishing anything. We wanted to help the cops out as much as they wanted to help out everyone else.